Dumelang besties, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Khomotsa. I am Jesus Girly. Welcome to yet another episode of Quick Chat Conversations. Guys, this week we do not have Bible study because we are going to a very big weekend that actually needs a lot of our time and attention. Okay, this is one of the very big weekends in our lives. Guys, thank you so much to everyone that wished me well the time I was not feeling well. I haven't fully recovered, but as you can see and as you can hear, the girl is going there. So last week I was in Hammanskraal in the Winning with Wisdom Ministries branch. And I went around after the church service on Sunday asking everyone that what is it that, what is their favorite word on the 7 words that Jesus said on the cross. So today I am just here, guys, to give you the 7 words so that you can be able to know what is it that am I actually going to be looking forward to seeing or hearing as well on Sunday. One thing I know that when we grew up, Koroma, they used to actually, do like that whole drama, what happened. Surely they're still going to do that. So, guys, the first word on the cross, Jesus said was, Father, forgive them, for they do not know what they are doing. Guys, this for me instantly says that we have a merciful Savior. Imagine someone that has been through a lot, but instantly he is not even thinking about what he is going through or what he is feeling at the current moment. This person is already begging and asking for mercy from God to say, Ntate, batshwarele, because they do not know what they are doing. Guys, I want us to actually pray, for ourselves this Easter. I know that because Rena re batho ba nama, I need us to pray to have power and authority over the very same flesh. I want us to tell the flesh that no, not kanna. Gahana, I want you to forgive the people that you are finding hard, to forgive for all the things that they've done to you, be it big, be it small, irregardless of, how much it broke you. I want you to adopt the same attitude that Jesus had and forgive them so that you can have peace. Forgiveness sometimes, not even sometimes, in most cases, it is actually not about the next person. It is actually about yourself, for wena o kgone ho fola. And if there's someone that you know that you've hurt, unintentionally or even aware that you are hurting them, just make sure that you go and ask for forgiveness because it is the best thing to do. Because sometimes conscious is one of the things that will come back and constantly remind you. The second word that Jesus said on the cross, what I love about this is that he said, I will be with you in paradise. Now, one of the criminals that Jesus was crucified with, yena a bona o kare yena wa bo yena ntlhaloganya vele ke sekelemo a ipona nkare vele o bona o kare Jesus is also like him. And he said, okay, so you are the Messiah, aren't you? If you are, save us and save yourself while you are at it. The other criminal had that mentality and that mind of saying, I know the things that I am doing, they are wrong. Mara, I have a Messiah. And he said, oh Lord, remember me when you get to your kingdom. This person knew exactly the fact that Jesus will actually resurrect and Jesus will forever live. You know, it's it's one thing to not know Jesus completely, yet it's another thing when you know God. Even in that last hour that you are left with, when you are remembering, we have a Messiah. I loved that so much. I was literally so proud of it. And I was like, yes. Reading this was the very interesting thing when I found out about it to be like, this is good. And the third word Jesus said was, Woman, behold thy son. And he continued to say, Son, behold thy mother. This for me is one of the biggest reminders that as women, we are so much important. Imagine all the pain that Jesus was going through, yet he still considered and thought about the needs of his mother in that very same difficult time. He told one of these disciples to say, Please look after my mom. And this takes me back to the 10 commandments that we have. It reminds me again about the fact that we need to love, honor, and respect our parents irregardless of whatever it is that happens. And then on the fourth word, Jesus said, I am thirsty. So when I was doing the interviews, I asked one of the people, and Shalom said, being thirsty means you are thirsty and hungry for God's presence. I love that so much. Yet for me, when I was reading the Bible, it reminded me of a time where Jesus had an interaction with a Samaritan at the well. And when Jesus said, whoever who will drink where I drink, they will never go thirsty. This means that if you follow my steps, definitely you'll never be led astray. Definitely you'll never go, looking for things that are not even there. What a powerful and mighty God. On the fifth word that Jesus said, he said, my God, my God, my God. Now, this is when Jesus was feeling the full brunt of each and every single sin. He felt as if, like, yeah, wangilahla, wangiyeka ukuthi ngizithwale zonke lezona. Guys, this weekend is actually a very huge reminder that Jesus died and paid for all the sins that we have committed. For me, this does not necessarily mean that we need to be walking in distraction. We need to be walking in distraction and saying, no, I know that I have a Messiah. I know that Jesus will save me. I know that he died for my sins. No, it does not necessarily mean that. Let us try to do better. Like, most of the time when you wake up, make a prayer and a dedication to say, today I'm going to make an impact in someone's life. Today I'm going to speak better into someone's life. Today I'm going to do different from what I'm used to doing on a day-to-day basis. Like, be that kind of a person. And the sixth word Jesus said was, it is finished. Ho fedile. For me, this says that Jesus was literally saying that he has completed his task that he came here to do on earth. He has come, to teach us a lot of things. And literally, when he was feeling that, he felt it that, you know what? I've actually done it. Because when you ask yourself, is that what was his main purpose? And you find out that his main purpose was to bring the people to God. So he felt it at that very same moment to say, I have done all that I was supposed to do. I have done what I was called to do. Now I'm asking myself that, today, have you started doing what you were called for? If you don't know what you were called for, have you started praying to hear from God as to what is actually your assignment? What is it that you are here to do? Yesterday, I attended a very, powerful memorial service where for me, I felt that it was a mighty visitation from God to come back on earth to remind us to say, you are called for a certain reason, you are called for a certain purpose. And that for me was a huge, huge reminder to be like, okay, you know that what is your purpose, you know that what you're supposed to do. Focus on that. 110% of your time, focus on that. Yes, it is actually very good to be counted, to be saying you did a number of things, but all those number of things that you are doing and that they will be saying about you, are those things, most of them in line with glorifying and lifting God's name up? That is one of the huge questions that I had. And I'm asking myself today to be like, okay, when Jesus said it is finished, when you are done with your race, what is it that you're going to be saying? Or what is it that we are going to be saying? Everyone, apparently, there's always just that 1% that before someone passes on, they will leave a message with, they will say something with. What is that word that you will be saying when you are about to depart? We just all ask ourselves that very same question. I find out that parents, there's a huge mistake that we are doing. I count myself because I'm a parent, and thank God I'm still young, and thank God that I'm exposed to these things, that I'm seeing them. One of the biggest mistakes that I want us as parents to refrain from doing is that each and every single time we say, I am working to leave my children a legacy. And in most cases, the legacy that we are speaking about, it is that legacy, a financial aspect, to be like, I don't want my kids to suffer when I depart from earth. If you haven't taught your children humility, that money that you're leaving is not going to even see the day of light. If you're a parent that never, instilled values and taught your children the word of God and how for them, to rely on God, then whatever legacy that you're speaking about is going to be in vain. So I want to encourage parents who baloring basana le matla to work, in a different way, to work in a different direction. And the last word Jesus said was, I entrust my spirit, and Kore, I'm entrusting your spirit, my spirit, sorry, to you, God, to say whatever it is that happens after this, only you know. Guys, the seven words on the cross is something that we need to constantly remind ourselves with. It is not something that we should remind ourselves when Easter is here. No, we shouldn't do that. we should always remind ourselves, time and time again to say, what did Jesus say? Because in this way, we will actually be, in a better position to adopt, that spirit of saying less of me and more of you, God, which is something that people are struggling with today. We are, most of us, we are struggling with it 80% of the time, to remind ourselves to say that, to remind ourselves to practice that. So I have a plug. I have a plug. I have a plug. Guys, if you're in the Hammanskraal area, please make sure that you visit Winning with Wisdom Ministries. We have a conference, guys, which is starting tomorrow at 10 a.m. and all the way until Sunday. We have even a service even on Saturday. Most churches, they do not have that. So if you're in Hammanskraal, please make sure that you visit us at Winning with Wisdom Ministries. And then if you're in Tembisa, guys, there is Peniel Praise Center International at Intshonalanga section. There is a conference there as well. And another church that I will plug you with, guys, because it's also one of my favorite churches. If you are in the Midrand area and you feel like ke batla Mantlhalohanya, please make sure that you visit Church at the Valley. Please make sure that you go on their social media pages. The names of the churches, I'll leave them down there below so that you can be able to click, and search. And then if you are not in the areas that I mentioned, just go on your social media and just check which church you can go and visit. And I hope and I trust that this Easter will be the Easter that will make sure that you definitely give yourself unto God, and an Easter that it'll be that Easter for the books that you remember and always tell yourself, for one, I am going the Jesus route. That is it from me today with Quick Chat Conversation. Guys, ariying. We are going to Christchella, one of the biggest weekends, my favorite weekend. Guys, make sure that you like, share, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you on the next video. Mwah.